What's up everybody? Tommy here, Math Productions, and this video I'm going to show off two mods specifically, and both of them, while they have tons of applications and uses, the reason for this video was actually prompted by a supporter of the channel, the Maker, and they brought up a great point that I'm sure everyone else notices. I know I notice, and that's when you get through fighting your way through super tough dungeons and you get to go loot the end reward off the final boss, and it ends up being some sort of yellow melee weapon, right? It happens to all of us way too often. While these two mods I'm going to talk about don't fix that directly, they do add some things to play that'll help you address that directly. So I hope you enjoy these two mods. The first one we're about to show off is actually from a group that I consider friends personally. I've shown off a couple of their mods before, including this one, but to expand on it, I've never done that before. It's from Quarter Onion Games, the Galactic Recycler, Junk Recycler. When I've mentioned this mod before, I've normally paired it with another mod called Recycle Your Junk that makes miscellaneous items have resource components that you can recycle them for. But specifically, the Galactic Junk Recycler deals with your weapons, your armor, your helmets, your suits, your packs, all the above, right? You will collect a ton of them every POI you clear. If you clear more than one POI back to back, you're gonna be overloaded, encumbered to the max with gear. And while yes, you can absolutely make tons of rounds to tons of vendors, or adjust the settings so that way your vendors have a ton of credits that they wouldn't normally have. If you don't want to do all that, then, or if you're trying to build something massive and you don't want to buy all the resources or mine all the resources, this mod is what you need. It's very similar to Fallout 4 and how you could do the scrapping perk, where you could scrap your weapons and equipment and get resources from it. That's what that mod does, and I highly recommend it. Again, by Quarter Onion Games. You should check out also their Star Sim. It's the first of a handful or many mods that are going to work as one. It's a complete overhaul of the game. You guys absolutely need to check them out. The next mod by JOstrus, if I'm saying that correctly, Legendary Module Recycler. The inspiration for recommending this mod is actually from another supporter of the channel, shout out Cliff, but this mod, again, very reminiscent of mechanics from Fallout 4. To be fair on that though, I don't know if I'm just used to that from Fallout 4 because of mods, or if it's actually part of the game. I know part of it is part of the game, where you can take components off of one weapon and use them on another. This mod does that specifically for legendary effects. So to wrap it back to what I started out saying, where the Maker mentioned, and I agreed, that a lot of the better weapon quote-unquote drops that you end up getting from not higher level enemies, but the boss enemies of POI, stuff like that. A lot of times with the loot tables as is, it oftentimes is melee weapons. So when you do get a rifle or a pistol or a shotgun or the above, you really need to make it count. And this mod helps you recycle those legendary effects from one weapon to another, so that way you can maximize all the weapons that you are actually able to come across and loot and pick up. Now, where I mentioned that Cliff inspired this mod selection in this video for me on this topic, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know, but I don't think this is the actual mod that they were talking about. Because I think that the one they were talking about does actually increase or improve or in some way affect the actual loot that you can pick up from enemies. This one doesn't do that. It's just this module that you can build at the outpost, or I think on a ship potentially, but at least at the outpost. But again, I think that it addresses the issue very well because while it doesn't adjust what you can find just randomly out in play, it does make it so it means something when you come across something out in play. And you want to hold on to those things you come across because you can actually recycle them. So well, maybe one day Bethesda will adjust the tables so that way more rifles or non-melees will drop whenever you take out that final enemy at the end of the POI. But at least until then, hopefully these two mods, you find them useful. I find them incredibly useful. Again, Quarter Onion Games and JOstrus. But check these two mods out. I enjoy them a ton. I think you will too. And I hope you liked this video. If you did, I hope you press that like button. I hope you consider subscribing to the channel. It helps me out a lot when you do, and there's tons more content on the way.